Welcome back. It's art time class. Today we're going to be painting rocks. Let's get started. So before you come to class, all the rocks are going to look something like this. This is covered with dirt and dust, and I actually have to wash and clean them before you come. And then you're going to find a rock that looks a little bit like this. This is cleaned off. Now you should have a fairly smooth surface, and you get to paint one side of your rock. So since this has a little bump right here, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to be painting this side instead. And you want to think of a fairly simple design because you do not have time or the resources to do little fine details. That would take 2 or 3 classes. We've got one class to do this. So you want to think about painting your rock one solid color or half one color, half another color, and having that dry, and then adding a little details on top of the dry paint. Now the paint that we're using is already a liquid paint, so you don't need extra water. And this type of paint is actually really hard to get out of clothing. If you ever seen my paint shoes that I have, or like any of my paint shirts or paint pants, this is the type of paint that's on my paint shirt and my paint pants. My paint shirt and paint pants and my paint shoes, they're clean. I washed them, but the type of paint that's on them is this type of paint that we're going to be using, and it does not come out of clothing. So you need to be really careful not to get it on your clothing. And if you do get it on your clothing, stop immediately. Raise your hand. Let me know. We're going to get you up. We're going to go to the sink. We're trying to wash it off because as soon as it dries and sets in, you cannot get it out. Okay? So here I have my paintbrush, and I'm going to be painting mine to look a little bit like a ladybug. So I want to cover the top of all of it pretty much red. And we're only painting one side of our rock because one side sits on the ground and then the other side is what we can see. And you can paint the sides of your rock, like the edges, but you don't paint the bottom of the rock. Okay? And remember, I'm going to be taking a picture before you leave class. So in case you forget your design or you're not sure which one's yours, I am taking a picture of your rock before you leave class. And then we can always look it up, which rock is yours. So now that I have this all red, I want to take my paintbrush, and everyone should have some newspaper. You're going to, on your newspaper, kind of squish the paint out. Okay, because this is your paint. This is the paintbrush you're using, and your paint will be right there. So again, on the newspaper, I'm going to kind of squish any extra paint out of the belly of the brush. That's this part right here that holds the paint. I'm going to squish out that extra paint. I'm going to fan this and try to get it to dry during class time because you only get the one day to decorate it, and you want to get this dry. And once it's dry, you're going to go back with your second color. Everyone gets 2 colors, unless you just want one color, that's fine too. And I'm going to do mine to look like a ladybug. And then, see, I've got a little red on the tip there. I can take my newspaper and kind of squish out the extra paint that's in the way. And I'm going to dab a little bit more. This is going to be the head spot up here. And ladybugs have like a white area, a little white, but I'm going to only have the 2 colors, so I can mix these colors if I want on my rock or on my newspaper. It's up to me. Okay. Get rid of that extra paint, and then I'm going to do some spots. So while I'm working on this, I want you thinking about what 2 color designs do you want. Some people are going to do one color, like this one's just one color. Some people are going to want to do one color with like a word, or maybe they'll try to make it look like a different creature, or make a smiley face. There's so many ideas, and I'm going to share some ideas in class. And there is my ladybug. Yay! When you're done with your design, you are going to give me a hand up, maybe a thumbs up or something. Let me know that you're finished so I can come over there and check it out, make sure everything looks good. Your paintbrushes, we're going to take back to the sink. Okay, if you got any paint on yourself, you wash your hands there. Please don't get paint on yourself, and especially don't get paint on your clothes. It does not come out, okay? It will ruin your clothes if you get paint on your clothes. So just be really, really careful about that, okay? Well, I cannot wait to see what you're going to make in the art room. Till next time, keep being creative.